Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Today is Tuesday, the 29th day of October, in the year of our Lord 2024. I welcome each and every one of you who is joining me. In the Supreme Court today, the rape trial of North Abaco Member of Parliament Kirk Cornish continued, and the defense has begun to put its case by calling a bishop of one of the most holiest church in Cooperstown. It's beautiful. I invite the public to go to Bay Street and to listen to this case. I'll tell you how a bishop revealed a powerful piece of biological information. It's a powerful case that is taking place, and the church has emerged as the center of this case. I'm excited over what is taking place. Meanwhile, on the island of Grand Bahama, the caretaker, Marvy Knowles, has been taken into custody as a result of an earlier investigation into fraud that has been conducted prior to this new controversy. So she's in custody. The police is investigating. And then, of course, you would recall that yesterday I told you of the triple murder that took place in Congo Town. And according to police, none of the three men who were killed were the original targets. They are what we call collateral damages. So that theory that they're killing one another, that's collapsed, because three innocent men have been killed when three Negro contractors exit a vehicle and kill them. You talk about it. You talk about the need for capital punishment. You talk about the need to deny people charged with serious criminal offenses bail. Anyway, this is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save young men everywhere. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. In the Supreme Court today, the defense in the matter involving North Abaco Member of Parliament, the Honorable Kirk Cornish, who is accused of assault and the rape of his girlfriend. Well, his defense has begun to call witnesses, and the first witness they call is a bishop whose church and congregation became the victim of Hurricane Dorian. This would be Bishop Cedric Bullitt. Bishop Cedric Bullitt is the first defense witness to testify. During his testimony, he told the court that he knows Kirk Cornish very well, and he knows Kirk Cornish's common-law wife. He told the court that the common-law wife happens to be his niece, and he has been working with the two of them, trying to get them to marry. And he's told the court that he has been committed to encouraging them to get married because Kirk Cornish is a quiet, a wonderful young man who comes to the church very often, and he had high praises of Kirk Cornish. So the uncle of the woman who's alleging that a common-law husband raped her, it was phenomenal today that the uncle took the witness stand and he defended the character, the good name, the reputation, and his great desire to see Kirk Cornish marry his niece. So that is what is going on in the Supreme Court this morning, okay? So I thought I'll tell that to you. And then, of course, in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Mavi Knowles. Mavi Knowles is the Negro woman who has a home for the elderly, a home from home. And you would recall that last week she was involved in a major controversy after it was alleged that Sister Carey, that's Ingrid Carey, had conveyed and or give to Mavi Knowles her wonderful home. In addition to her home, she is reported to have given her a power of attorney. And that has sparked a major controversy on the island when her granddaughter returned home only to find that Mavi Knowles had taken up occupation of the resident and her grandmother was staying at Mavi's home for old people. Well, the police had been quietly, perhaps earlier this year, conducting a secret investigation into Mavi. And so there are approximately 3 claims of fraud that is being alleged against her, that is being investigated. And so this is a very significant development, and I think the country should stay tuned to this investigation. And if this investigation continue as it is continuing, this is going to be powerful. So that is what is going on here on the island of Grand Bahama, where scores of citizens are still upset over that dispute. So this is great. Well, praise the Lord. My spiritual advisor, who was in another dispensation, has returned to Freedom March.
Dispensation? I was in another country, another territory.
Well,
but not dispensation, because we're in the final dispensation of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which is AD.
AD.
Yeah, so we're in the after death. There's another word, there's a Greek word that is used
is it
this.
animus post-indendi?
No,
it isn't that.
No.
But be careful.
Adonai something. We're in the dispensation of grace.
Anani Domini.
Something for that nature, yeah.
It's Latin.
80, yeah.
The year of our Lord.
Absolutely.
Anyway, my Latin is bad. So the spiritual advisor's here. How are you doing?
Sandra, I am doing much better. I needed that break, from all the things that's been going on. As you know, my sister died last week Tuesday.
Yes.
Which will make a week. And so preparations are being made to bury her. But I had already asked management to just give me a few days off to go and be with my family in Canada. Then come back. Sorry for me being short of breath. I just landed actually about half an hour ago.
Just landed?
Just came from Canada, Sandra.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to thank the management team here, headed by Mr. Gershon Major, for allowing me that time off to go and spend with my family. I had a wonderful time.
Really?
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. It's unbelievable. When you're around people who love you, it makes a big difference.
Man, this is powerful.
You know? So I was able to relax a little bit, take things off my mind. Now I'm back to facing music, and what is interesting, as soon as I land, I got a phone call that there's somebody in my family doing some stupidness.
Oh, well, I want you to relax. Other than that, you should go back to Canada.
Oh, God. Why doesn't the devil stop, Senator? It's like, he's like...
I think you're more
he's
loved.
Roman. He's...
I think you're more loved in Canada.
The devil.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'd like to thank the management team, headed by Mr. Gershon Major, of course, Human Resources, for giving me that much-needed time off. And now I'm here back to face the music and, of course, deal with Freedom March. And, of course, see that my sister gets a proper burial.
Well, I want to welcome you back.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Good to be here.
Based on that temptation, when you landed, which airport did you land?
LPIA.
That would be Linden Pinling
International.
Having landed,
beautiful, it's beautiful,
and having been confronted by the devil, do you have the full armor of the Lord to put up a spiritual battle on television today?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, behold the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Well, let's pray.
You tell Satan
to get and flee.
This is powerful. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Let's pray. Father Heaven, we're just so grateful to you for this day that you've blessed us with, Father. I want to thank you so much for taking me to Canada, bringing me back safely. In your grace and mercy, I am grateful for the opportunity I had to go there. And now, Father, I pray that you bless this country. There's so much things going on. It's so unfortunate. The murder is just completely out of control. Father, we need you to guide the government, Father. Guide both the government and the leader of the opposition. They have some answers, Father, as to what they need to do to deal with crime, but they just need to put those things in place, Father. Be with them. Give them wisdom, give them the knowledge, the fortitude, give them everything they need, the skill sets, everything they need, Father, to deal with the murder and the issues that is facing our country, Father. Bless our people, dear God. Let them understand that you love them and you care for them. Bless us all. Bless the show that's being conducted by Rodney Munker. Guide our thoughts, guide our speech. It is in Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Amen. I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely, Sandra.
Well, my spiritual advisor, the earth is the Lord's.
And everything in it. You better believe it.
Thereof.
You better believe it, Sandra.
And you must tell the forces of evil, either inside or outside your dominion, that everything belongs to the Lord.
Amen.
And when we die, we will not carry it.
And it's amazing, you know, one very popular actor in the United States, I think they call him Denzel Washington. You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said, I have never seen a U-Haul truck hitched to a hearse.
Wow.
And that's powerful.
That's powerful.
Because we come naked from our mother's womb.
Okay.
And if they don't put clothes on us when we die, we'll return naked.
Wow.
You know, as they were lifting my sister off her bed in the gynae ward, and I look at her lifeless body, and a lot of memories about her just keep flashing in my mind. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks that, you know what? Of a truth is that saying that we are only passing through. All of us have a time, and we must face that. Like sand in the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. That's something for us to really think about, because it is a reality. And the sooner we could face that, then maybe we could foster better relationships while we're here, and try to do as much good as we could while we're here, because the time is not as long as we think it is, you know.
Do you
But
really believe that, my spiritual advisor?
Sandra, I am convinced. The older you get, the more you're convinced that life is short, is priceless, and you have the carpe diem.
Wow.
It's very important. You have
Carpe
the
diem.
Seize the moment.
Should I do that now?
Absolutely, because
This
that
is
moment
powerful.
one day will be taken away from you, and it's interesting, you know.
Well,
Interesting
my
day.
spiritual advisor, I thank you for that philosophical counseling.
Absolutely.
I think it's powerful.
Indeed,
And so
absolutely.
once again, I welcome you back to the island of
The
New
Providence.
Providence. Well, since you've been gone,
Oh, before you do that, let me give a special shout out to the Immigration and Border Patrol of Canada. I promise you I'm going to do it. I promise you, for being courteous. Although you did search my bag again. That's fine. You're only doing your job. But I promise you that I will give you a shout out from me and Sandy at Freedom March. So to the Border Patrol agents, you are watching. I gave you the time. I thank you so much for your courteous treatment. May God continue to bless you, and may you continue to welcome me to Canada. We love you. Thank you.
I think it's powerful.
Indeed.
And to the border guard at Canada, you don't have to worry about me. I'm never coming to Canada. Okay? I'm not like him. I'm never coming to Canada.
Sandra, now you just messed up a very good greeting.
But I want to point out to him that you are a wonderful, my spiritual
Now
advisor.
you see why they harass me? It's because of you.
Really?
I mean, for some strange reason, you just couldn't just hold that and allow that to just go where it's supposed to go.
But I'm looking at him.
Amazing. That's an insult.
That's not. There's
Pull
nothing.
that back, Sandra.
But spiritual advisor, what am I going to Canada for? Huh? If the Canadians
They're part of the Commonwealth, you know.
are stealing
You reckon
my money in Nassau,
Come, let me give it back to you. How much it was they stole? Let me give it back to you.
do you have it?
How much it was?
Give me $100. If the Canadians are stealing my money from Commonwealth Bank,
Ah, boy.
you can imagine when I land in Canada? Huh? See, in my case, Commonwealth Bank tell me it's the Canadian. And I'm upset that Canada continues to buy strange beer. If you can take my money, at least buy
Collect it.
local beer.
Jesus.
Collect beer. And then I can forget it. But Canada, I'm happy that you treat my spiritual advisor great, but take note, I'm never coming to Canada. Okay? I'm scared of plane. It's powerful. Well, my spiritual advisor, since you've been gone, we've had a number of killings.
Yeah, it's amazing. Social media is so powerful. While in Canada, I was able to sit down with Chantel, of course, my daughter, and we look at the murders that's going on.
You can see it in Canada?
No. The information is being fed on social media.
And
I
you can see
understand.
it in Canada?
Was there a triple shooting yesterday?
We had 3 Negro citizens who
Did they
were
succumb?
killed.
Succumb to that?
Killed mean that you succumb.
Wow.
3
Wow.
marksmen
Wow.
exit a vehicle.
Wow.
They were not the intended target, according
So they were
to
innocent
police.
bystanders?
They were collateral damages.
Oh, wow.
Okay, according to police.
So it was a crowd of people then?
Yes, the intended target is a Negro male who's on bail for murder.
So he escaped?
Yeah, he was able to run
Was he
fast.
being monitored?
I'm not sure what they do with murderers on the island. I really don't know.
If he was being monitored, Sandra, here's what I need you and the Minister of National Security to tell our people. When you're around people who have on anklet bracelet and you don't know the reason why they're being monitored, I think you should stay away from them.
But you have to be able to see it.
You see it.
If he's
sometimes
very-
it's obvious. Even if you have on a pants, Sandra, the bulge, you could see it.
My spiritual advisor.
Unless it's a really loose platform,
My spiritual
or
advisor.
bell-bottom pants, that you won't be able to see it.
If he has on an ankle bracelet, you saying that I have to look towards his bulge? They don't put.
No.
They don't put ankle bracelets
Sandra,
there.
on his ankle, I can tell you, you can see the formation.
No, he
You-
has to
you
be
can-
wearing a short pants to see
Even
it.
if he's wearing a long pants, you can see it.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right then.
It all depends on
I think what we
It all
need-
depends on the cuff.
I think what we need is a wrist bracelet, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Better than that.
So those 3 people were innocent? Oh, man.
Yeah, they were not the intended target.
That is
They became
just
collateral
so
damages.
unfortunate. That's
The-
unfortunate.
The person who it is alleged was the intended target the police say they now have him in protective custody. And of course, there are so many rumors and speculation taking place in Congo Town. And in Congo Town, where the shooting took place, that's an area in the Fox Hill community. The Congo people are very upset over the shooting. And it appears that the gunman had some very powerful weapon. And there it goes. So it's a very tragic situation.
Does the police know what kind of weapons were used?
Yeah, they know it was very powerful weapon. They know the whole story.
AK-47? Was it AK-47, AR-15s?
I'm not sure what kind of gun it was, but it was a very powerful gun.
Okay, so Sando, where do we go now? Because apparently this is not letting down. Now, where are we going as far as these murders concerned? I know the Minister of National Security had talked about an initiative there will begin to launch with cleaning up vacant properties and getting rid of derelict vehicles. And of a truth, there is a truth to the matter that apparently these vacant lands or lots that are bushy with derelict cars, people do use those lots to hide weapons.
Well, I can assure you that this shooting didn't take place in Mount Heights.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to be Mount Heights, it could be anywhere.
This one was...
So are you going to petition the government to hang now? Again?
Well,
you see where you can get nowhere, right?
I've been asking the government for a long time to hang. The problem for the government is that its opposition doesn't believe in hanging.
No. Once you're in power, you don't have to worry.
Are you listening to me?
You got the power. The wheel's turning with you, so you don't have to worry, basically. The opposition doesn't have any power. They have a voice, but they don't have the power.
Anyway.
Am I right?
Since you're not listening.
Am I right?
I'm going to leave it just like that. Unless the F&M is committed to capital punishment, the PLP need not move to implement it. If the F&M was united and they believe in the rights of people to life, and they were convinced that murderers should be denied bail, those people who are charged with murder should be denied bail, those people who are found in possession of dangerous gun should be denied bail, and those who are convicted and executed, the PLP would have no other choice but to move. But there's no competition. The PLP don't believe in capital punishment, and the F&M say where you put me. This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I welcome my spiritual advisor, Rodney Roll.
Good to be here.
In the Bahamas. We'll be right back after the break. God save the King. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It's powerful today. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll, my spiritual advisor. I think we should pay bills early, shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's do it quickly. Abaco has been 5 long years. Bahamas, are you ready? In celebration of the 5 years that we've strived and thrived since Dorian, Royalty Sounds proudly presents Reggae in Paradise, the return of Chalupa City featuring Mr. Singy, Tyrus Riley and friends. It's all going down at the Royal Recreational Grounds Thanksgiving weekend, November the 30th. Gates open at 8 p.m. Entertainment by DJ KC242, DJ Monk, DJ Hype, DJ Unruly, Jiggy Fire, Pressure, and the Mighty Pencil. Early bird tickets available until November the 4th. VIP for $75 and Platinums for $150. Regular tickets are VIP, well, $100 and Platinum, $175. Tables and skyboxes are available. Tickets available at KNS Auto and GNF Ferries in Marshall, Abaco. Or you can call 367-2655. For online tickets, go to Instagram, sounds.royalty for more information. Multi-Discount is a store located in Montreal Avenue offering a wide range of home goods and appliances at affordable prices. They cater to various styles for simple to sophisticated, making them a great option for new and old parents or anyone looking to freshen up their homes. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union. With Money Max, download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime or anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max, live your Max life.
This is powerful. Well, folks, we welcome you back. And once again, I'm so happy to see my spiritual advisor. Yesterday in Conga Town, that's in the Fox Hill community, there was this triple shooting. You will remember that that eastern part of the island is known for terrorism. You would recall on the 27th of December 2013, scores of Negro young people, many of whom are representative of two major tribes in that area, the Conga people, a lot of them, some of them Yoruba, they all assembled at Freedom Park in joyful anticipation of the Junkanoo result when terrorists, hitmen, gunmen showed up, opened fire, and killed quite a number of young people. And you will recall that the police were successful in arresting individuals, charging them, prosecuting them, but they all got off. The jury did not buy the story that those particular people were indeed the gunmen. So Fox Hill has had a history of terrorism, and we have not come up with any laws to deal with people who carry out what is called urban terrorism. We have urban renewal, but we do not have urban terrorism. So yesterday, we saw a repeat of urban terrorism when 3 well-armed Negro men show up in Conga Town and open fire intended to kill, if I'm to listen to what the police is saying, a man who was on bail for murder. But he was successful, he escaped, and at the end of the day, 3 young men lay dead in Conga Town. It's terrorism. So when you're faced with terrorism, what do? You have to come up with legislation, strong legislation, to deal with the enemy within, the terrorists within, the urban terrorists. But we are seeing every day where our political leaders are misunderstanding the crisis. It is always the duty of the government to provide protection for the nation. It is simple as that. And we have to put aside our personal belief, our emotional feelings, and maintain law and order and ensure that people are not killed. And we are to ensure that there is no resident, no citizen on this island who can think that they can go into an urban area and commit terrorism with impunity. So something fundamentally isn't working. We don't have any strong terrorist legislation, and it appears that the sharpshooters, if I'm referring to it correctly, I don't mean the police who can shoot good. It's clear that we're going to have to call them out. It's clear that the system isn't working, and it's clear that we may have to introduce a secret method to deal with this matter, because the rule of law is not being maintained. Justice is not being maintained. And so the question then, what do you do? If the state cannot protect you, and you know that to stand in the yard innocently participating in a community chat, and a car could show up and 3 heavily armed men can exit, and when it's all over, they create murder, pandemonium, and confusion. And then what else do we hear after that? As people are mourning the loss of their loved ones. So the question is, what are we going to do about it? And it is the duty of the governing Progressive Liberal Party to ensure that we are safe. And it means that anyone who's willing, who's bold, who's crazy to take up arms and go into the urban areas of our community and commit murder, they must be hunted down. It's as simple as that. They must be hunted down. And I'm going to pray not to suggest some of the thoughts that are laying on my heart, but something is fundamentally wrong about what is taking place in our society. And that part of the eastern area, there's been too much terrorism in that area. Too many people have been killed, and no one can get justice. So we saw it from Saturday, we saw it from the weekend, and it's just been tit for tat, and they're killing, and we're hearing all kinds of story. Some people have suggested that they're killing over this alleged $1 million. I thought everybody had already shared the money. So if you don't share the money, do you still have to kill? If they're killing over this alleged $1 million, it suggests to me that they didn't split up the money. But if you don't split up the money, you get your share, the other Negro has gotten his share. Why all the killing? Is it that they have not split up the money? Or is this money so steep in blood that we have to continue to kill? I don't know. It almost as if somebody should just take the money and just throw it off East Street by the police headquarters and leave the money there, and then call the police and say, listen, we dropped it off at the police headquarters because this alleged money. I've never seen money. I can't believe they're killing over the $1 million. Because if you have the $1 million, you got to pay, right? Do you have to kill one another? I don't want to be complicit in advocating the distribution of money that has been obtained unlawfully. I really don't want to do that. But certainly, it's time to share the money and stop killing up one another. I think I would prefer to hear through the grapevine that they have split up the money. I know it's a sin. I know it's a criminal offense. But we can't have people being innocently killed. All right? We can't. Something has to be done about it. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. So we have to find a way. I call on the men. Can't you share up the $1 million and stop the killing? Can't you? Come now. You shouldn't have me on national TV saying these gangster things because I should not be saying it.
No,
but
no.
I have to say it because I would prefer that you all split up the money and stop going into the neighborhood and killing up innocent people. This money is so bloody. I hope everybody see why I've always been afraid of money. And that is why I've always lived a life in abject poverty. I've always been afraid of money, especially money that looked dirty, money that smelled dirty, money that is worse than sponger money. And everybody knows there's no money like sponger money. But my spiritual advisor, you're more philosophical.
No, but I won't get
What do you think they should do with the $1 million? Because
no, man, Santi.
my spiritual advisor, if they're killing over the $1 million,
Let the police take care of that.
well, the police has not been
they
successful. The
commit
police
crimes.
shows up at the crime scene when 3 innocent men have been murdered.
Well, why would you want to aid and abet in someone's wickedness?
I'm not aiding and abetting.
You're telling them to share the money out.
It is better that they share
that's
the
blood
money than to go into Congo Town
That's
and
blood
kill
money.
3 innocent people.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Let me give you a prime example.
Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
When Judas had betrayed Jesus for the third,
Which Judas are you referring to?
one of Jesus' disciples,
Is this Judas Iscariot?
right?
Okay.
He betrayed Christ, right? You know, he betrayed him for 30 pieces of silver, right?
Okay.
Now, apparently, when
Is 30 pieces of silver more than $1 million?
No.
30 pieces of silver.
We'll have to go and look. Let me just make my point quickly before you distract me, man. Always let the devil get me like that, man.
Oh, my spiritual advisor, pray for me.
Anyhow, so when he got the 30 pieces of silver, and then when Jesus Christ got to the point where Jesus Christ was actually executed or condemned to die, he recognized that what he did was wrong. Guess what he tried to do?
What did he?
He tried to take the money back,
Really?
right? And you know what they say? They say, man, listen, we can't put our hand on this, man. This blood money.
Wow.
This is blood money. All right? I understand the money was taken to buy some field.
By what?
Some burial field, I
Okay.
understand it was used. And then, of course...
You're not comparing
and of course,
the
Judas went and
betrayal
hung himself.
money with the stolen $1 million.
Because it is. You trying to tell the fella share the money. Yeah, that's ill-gotten money, Sander.
Okay.
Have nothing to do with that. Don't touch that.
Okay.
Let the law handle that. That must be
Meanwhile,
placed back.
3 men.
And the police will know how to find these men.
3 men.
They'll find them.
Men wearing masks. They can find.
They will find them.
They
Don't
can
worry,
find 3
man.
Negro
Let me
men
ask you a
with
question.
masks on.
What kind of car is driving?
I believe it's Japanese.
Okay. They can find them.
Most of the cars are Japanese car. Okay. I don't know.
They can find them.
Anyway, the terroristic acts that are taking place in the country, and I think it's time that Monroe called out the Defense Force. And I'm very disturbed over the fact that we just amended the Secrecy Act. For us to amend the Secrecy Act to protect our secret agents, and you mean to tell me the secret agents don't know who's doing all of these shooting? What kind of secret agency this is? Certainly, if this was in the United States of America, I know that the CIA would have known who the homegrown terrorists are. I know if this was in the United States, the FBI, the DEA, and the other law enforcement agents would know what is wrong with our secret services. Something is fundamentally wrong, and it might be that we need to smash it and rebuild another secret service. But it's tragic. 3 young men just gunned down, just like that. And our nation does not find it offensive. Goodness almighty. What a nation we're living in. When are we going to deny people bail? when are we going to move to execute convicted murderers? When are we going to do it? I don't know. Terrorism, homegrown terrorism. It's just terrible what is taking place in the country. Anyway, cheer me up by telling me something good about Canada. What nice is happening in Canada?
It's cold now. In the 40s, it's cold.
Okay.
It's a nice place, and you
really? Is it nice?
I will invite you to go with me to Canada.
No, I don't want to go to Canada.
To see one of the Commonwealth of Great Britain. Canada. It's a beautiful place. It's
really?
Clean. Yeah, man, it's clean. It's like a melting pot.
When you say a melting pot,
North America.
What you mean?
Chinese, Indians, Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians, Hondurans. I mean, it's like a melting pot. People from all over the world.
Do we have plenty Haitians there?
Yeah, we get they have quite a bit of Haitians there. Don't forget now, there's a part of Canada that's a French colony. They speak French.
Okay.
You see, so them, of course, the Haitians and those who speak French in Canada, they get along pretty well. But we have some more serious issues to deal with in this country, though, sir. This is unbelievable. This is crazy.
Well, the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernandez, he revealed that there's 178 persons on bail for murder.
Wow.
Now, if there are 178 persons on bail for murder, how come or when is the courts going to hear those 178 cases? When we take into consideration that the Bahamas Bar Association has over 1,000
lawyers?
Members, yeah, lawyers. Certainly, we must seek and find 178 lawyers
So what were the judges to hear the cases now?
act as judges,
Oh.
and we can have 178 trials taking place. I would want to hope that it is possible. Let's hear what the Commissioner of Police has to say. He spoke to the Negro media, and so I think it's very significant that we hear what Clayton Fernandez has to say in the midst of all this killing.
That if we don't pay attention to a number of individuals who are on bail for murder, we have 178 young men on bail who are being monitored for murder, and some other individuals who are not being monitored. So you could imagine the retaliation in there. And if we don't address that to get some of those individuals behind bars for their safety, some other people will die. And we don't want no innocent persons to get caught up in that. And we say again to members of the public, please be aware of your surroundings. Be careful who you hang out with, because you become a target if you continue to be or support these individuals hiding out in these areas. And when they want to come out, they come out and commit their crime and go back. And we believe there are plenty gated communities here. So we want members of the public to please help us in this regard. Please help the police. All hands have to be on deck. 178 individuals on bail for murder. This is where the retaliation continue to happen. This is where this retaliation continue to happen. I feel that they should have their day in court and move swiftly. No bail. Move swiftly. You could imagine 178 individuals behind bars. That reduce the fear of crime, and you will see crime continue to trend down. But it have to happen. The punishment have to fit the crime with respect to guns that are on our streets. The penalty have to fit the crime. And high-powered weapons, as I continue to say, are being used in the commission of these crimes. All hands have to be on deck in order to win this or slow this crime situation down. If we don't, as I indicated earlier, some other people will die. But your Royal Bahamas Police Force will continue to stand firm.
Well, you heard from the Commissioner of Police. There are 178 murderers on bail. 178.
That's quite a bit.
And he
That's a lot.
has also pointed out, in addition to the 178 murderers who are on bail and perhaps with ankle bracelet, what about the other thugs and criminals who's just as terrible, but nobody is monitoring them? So we have to go to the genesis as to why do we need ankle bracelets? Whose political idea was this? I think ankle bracelet is the works of the devil. And I think the time has come for us to revoke ankle bracelet. The Commissioner of Police has made it quite clear. So something has to be done, and the victims, the family of murdered victims, they must unite. You have to go into the streets. You have to petition your parliament. You have to petition your member of parliament. You have to say that if the state will not protect us, then to the state we will have no other choice but to protect our loved ones. And guess what that means? Chaos! And we don't need chaos in the country. We don't need it. We need only the rule of law. And you can't have it no better than what the Commissioner of Police has told us. So the Commissioner of Police has pointed out clearly what the problem is and the solution. So is the Parliament strong enough to come up with the necessary legislation? Or are we to continue to mourn the killing of our sons and our neighbors? It's so tragic. Goodness have mercy. Perhaps it's a blessing that I'm old and dying. Perhaps it is a blessing that I'm reaching the end of my life, where I will not have to read about these horrible events that are taking place in my nation, and no one is bold enough to tell these young men that if they do not stop, we shall hang them. It's terrible. It's so tragic. It is tragic to live in this country where you can just kill and it's not safe to be anywhere. It's terrible. Very terrible indeed. What time is it, my spiritual advisor?
We have about 3 minutes before we enter the break.
Really?
3 or 4 minutes, yeah, before the 5 o'clock hour.
Okay. Well, it's 3 minutes before we take a break. It's tragic what is taking place in this country. Something has to be done, and the people must speak. It is your sons who are being killed. It is your friends. You have to speak in a lawful manner. You have to say to the state, we shall not take this any longer. It is as simple as that. Yeah. Anyway.
But Sandra, the reality is, right? Because I know it must be frustrating to the public to get up every day and to, you know, almost be certain that on the front page there would be some bad news. Now, what can the public do to assist the state with trying to help to solve our crime issue? Is there anything the public could do?
The public can
the public
push
probably
the state.
they probably feel, you know, powerless, man.
The public can push the state to move the impediments. It's as simple as that.
The state ain't listening. They ain't checking. You see what's going on?
When the state does
we
not
need to march.
listen,
We need to march from the government.
when the state does not listen, then anarchy will unfold, and that would be terrible.
We don't want that.
Well,
We don't want that.
we are seeing it every day.
But obviously the state is not listening. That's just one of the things I've found to be so interesting about, you know,
The state need
government
not
bombers.
listen because a part of the state is the opposition.
Now you blame the opposition.
No, you're not listening to me. If the FNM believed in capital punishment, it would force the PLP hand. The PLP knows that the FNM does not believe in
So
capital punishment.
Michael Pintar doesn't believe in capital
No.
punishment. What about Shandon Cartwright?
He does not.
What about Dwayne Sands?
He believes in capital punishment, but he's not the leader of the body.
How ironic that he does.
Well, don't forget,
and the
I
other
took
two?
him to match, but I took Dwayne Sands to match
Okay.
against murderers. Okay?
So, you're
Yeah.
an FNM, and you have influence.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm using it
And
here.
the same way you took Michael Pintar in the bush, you could take him now.
Well, when I took him in the bush,
Are you too old to take him in the bush
he
now?
was young.
Hey, I figure that.
He's old now. It's difficult to get him to go in the bush unless I have a piece of 2x4. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. I need a 2x4 to get him in the bush. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. It's birthday time. Bradley?
You want us to wait for you, producer?
Not yet?
Pardon me? Okay, all right. Great, great. All right, so October the 29th, we're going to wish some happy birthdays. One, of course, to Adele Dorset. Happy birthday to Adele Dorset, coming in from her loving parents, Georgette and D-Boy, her siblings, Alicia, Jermaine, Milton, and Adam, and most of all, Uncle Marco Strawn. Happy birthday, Adele Dorset. Miyoshi Duncanson. Happy birthday to my daughter, Miyoshi Duncanson. It's coming from her mother, her brothers and sisters, her son, DeAndre, daughter, Lishan, nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles. So happy birthday to Miyoshi Duncanson. Marvin is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday going out to Marvin. It's coming from his mom, Charmaine, a stepdad, Randolph, a dad, Marvin, a sister, Marvinique, children, aunts, uncles, and cousins, especially Shaquel and Jamessa. They love you. Enjoy your birthday. They pray you live to see many, many more. So happy birthday to Marvin. Liam and Ryan, happy birthday from your grandmother, Sharon Seymour. Look like that's all we have for now, Sandra.
Well, this is powerful. I want to join my spiritual advisor in wishing everyone celebrating a birthday, a very happy, happy birthday. And I continue to salute Elkara Hannah. She is one of the women them. And I continue to salute hardworking women. Women who are willing to work even if they have to work on the back of a dump truck. So it's powerful. Well, as we discuss the crime, Prime Minister Philip Davis, he spoke about it in the aftermath of the revelation by Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda that there were 178 persons on bail charged with murder. The Prime Minister has pointed out that it will take 10 years. Let me make sure I'm quoting the Prime Minister correctly. I think 1 decade is the equivalent to 10 years. And the Prime Minister is pointing out that it will take a decade, 10 years, before the 178 individual cases come before the court. So that would be a very long, long time. I believe that this is a period for revolutionary laws. I believe that this is a period where the Attorney General should sit down with the President of the Bahamas Bar Association with a view to asking the Bahamas Bar Association that there be 178 assistant judges to be appointed to assist in handling these cases. And I'm certain that we can find the facilities. There are many schools on the island of New Providence that has good gyms. We could set up a court, perhaps at the A.F. Adderley gym, or we can go to Aaron Bailey. We can set up a court in that gym. And there are many other learning institutions that has some beautiful classrooms that we can set up court. I do know that in the eastern part of the island, there has been a secret building that had been set up in preparation for a special court, but that did not materialize. So we have to be revolutionary. 178 persons on bail for murder, and it's going to take us 10 years? Goodness of mercy. Do you know how many people they could kill by the time their case comes to trial? It would be terrible. Do you know how many judges would have to be retired due to old age in 10 years' time? Because don't forget, a judge of the court is entitled to serve, I think, until they're 65 years old. And then after that, they have to seek permission to serve an additional 2 years. So it's a very tragic thing. Anyway, I'm going to forget the problems of the Bahamas, and I'm going to go to the United States, okay? That's the only thing that is able to distract me. in the midst of all this crime taking place, all this murder, I'll go to the United States where there is a wonderful election taking place. So you would know by now that I am running the Donald Trump Bahamas campaign. And I want you to know that the tourists them who are encountering members of the tourist industry, and these would be like the waiters, the waitresses, the taxi drivers, people like them, they're coming in contact with the tourists them, and we have been persuading hundreds of American tourists to put aside racism and accept Donald Trump as the incoming president of the United States and the incoming leader of the free world. Now I'm going to tell you something that is taking place in America. Nobody's told me, but I've been watching the American TV station. So really from the Bahamas, I'm spying on them, listening to ABC and NBC and all them wonderful American television stations. I think they are, how do you call it? 8, what kind of state where they're competing for?
Yeah, battleground.
They have 8 battlegrounds. And
Let me
we know
check that quickly.
that Donald Trump is leading in at least 6 battlegrounds. So Donald is leading, and it appears that Americans recognize this wonderful leader. So we expect Donald to win. Now, if Donald loses, we will wait to hear what information Donald has to give us. I suspect that the only way he can lose if they rob him, okay? And I'm certain that many members of the Saxon and the Valley Boys, they would be quite familiar about.
There's actually seven battlegrounds.
It's 7 battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Okay, Donald is leading in the 7 battlegrounds. So I'll take away one from him and say he's leading in 5. Okay, so it's powerful. He's going to win. He's the best choice. The world waits in great anticipation. Everybody can't wait to welcome the Donald. Those of us who are in peace-loving countries, we wait in grateful anticipation. And then, of course, around the world, there are many strong authoritarian leadership. They can't wait for Donald because Donald has a wonderful relationship. So I expect him and Kim Jong-il, they will have a wonderful relationship. And I believe, honestly, that Kim Jong-il will no longer fire them atomic test bombs for the next 4 years. I also believe that him and Comrade Vladimir Putin, they're going to have a wonderful relationship. And I think that Donald Trump is the solution to the war that is taking place in the Middle East. And I think it's going to be great. I believe he's going to make America great again. I believe he's going to defend the border. The border's open. I mean, I just received intelligence. Somebody told me, do you want to be smuggled into the United States? I told them I was too old to be smuggled into America. They said, listen, election is taking place. If you could get up early and come to the border, you could vote. So chances are...
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't?
No.
Yeah, I'll be able to vote. I wouldn't be able to vote? How you mean?
Don't try it and see.
Well, all I have to do is tell them, Kamala. If I say Kamala, I'm told...
I don't think the system is that corrupt. I mean, you know.
How you mean? You don't see they're burning up the ballot box? You don't see it? I've never seen that. You know, we've never done that in the Bahamas. Now, I will tell you a story that in 1987, in St. Michael constituency, I found many counterfeils. You recall that? 1987. But outside of that, we do not do that. Now, also in 1987, they did steal some ballots in North Abaco, North Andros, in North Andros, but I was able to track the ballots down, and Dr. Nigel Lewis lost. And that was basically because the FNM didn't train the Negroes of North Andros how to handle it. The late Peter McPherson Christie, he did his best to educate them, him and Philip Dunkley. I think it's Philip Dunkley. Yeah, I think I remember Peter Christie and Philip Dunkley. You know Philip Dunkley? The other County Joe man. They were in North Andros educating the Negro people on how to conduct an election. But in America, they're burning up the post office box with the ballots. And I'm suspicious that those boxes are supporters of Donald Trump. And I'm hearing that about 50 million Americans have already voted. And this is going to be one of the biggest turnout in the whole history of the United States. So I need Bahamians, because I'm running into a couple of Bahamians who are supporting Mrs. Harris. There's nothing wrong with you supporting Mrs. Harris. You may do that. But Donald Trump is the choice. So I want people to understand why we are going with Trump. Vote for Donald? Yes, indeed. Donald knows what the poor people need. Isn't that powerful? Vote for Trump? Yes, indeed. Trump knows what America needs. Vote for Trump? Yes, indeed. Trump knows what the Bahamas need. Isn't it wonderful? Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. I believe sincerely that Donald Trump is the next president of the United States of America. I sincerely believe that. And I call on the American government not to steal this election. The United States must set an example for us. We live in the third world. Okay? If there's going to be any corruption in an election, it must be third world people. But here in the Bahamas, we don't do that. While we are third world, we practice first world election. I want to remind the President of the United States of America and the Congress, here in the Bahamas, Pinling did not rob Hubert Ingram. Hubert Ingram did not rob Perry Christie. Perry Christie did not rob Dr. What was the man's name?
Which man?
Dr. Hubert Minnis. Dr. Hubert Minnis did not rob Philip Brave Davis. So you see what kind of political leadership we have? We don't thief election. All right? We don't. And America must stop it. I want the Americans to have fair and honest election. And if Donald Trump loses, it means they steal it. That's what I believe. All right? So that ain't supposed to happen. I want the Americans to look at the Bahamas as an example of having open, fair, and impartial election. The Americans should hang their head in shame to see what they did in 2020. And I expect that in 2024, it will not be repeated again. Okay? And I think it's going to be great. So don't forget how it is. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. It's powerful. Well, my spiritual advisor, I've campaigned. We are leading.
Thank God that's over.
We're leading in 5 states. I expect Donald should have maybe about how many college votes they have? What do you call it?
Electoral votes.
Electoral votes. How much of that?
I'm not following.
Well, I expect he should have about 340 to 350.
But he needs 370 to win, though.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, is it 270?
Yeah.
He need 270 to win.
I told you, I see him with 350.
Boy.
All right?
Okay.
Only Donald Trump talking sense in America. Economically, he's going to make America great again. He's going to use the armed forces against the enemy within and without. Only Donald Trump is talking sense. It's powerful. And Kim Jong-il can't wait to party with the Donald.
America great again, eh?
So Donald is a great political strategist, and I want the Negro people, a vote against Donald is an acceptance of racism. And y'all stop that. Tell me no nonsense, but he's a white man. I can see he's a white man. But he's a wonderful white man, and we should just vote for him. Those of us who can't vote, we pray for him. How does sound, my spiritual advisor?
Indeed.
This is powerful. Well, what time is it?
Senator, you need to address the statement, I think, that's in the papers today,
What statement this is?
coming from Alfred Sayers, who may have suggested that the recent national insurance increase may not be enough to sustain national insurance.
Did he say why it would not be enough?
I thought you would have had that as a lead story.
My spiritual
Senator.
advisor, Fred Mitchell, issued a statement.
That's a very interesting.
Fred Mitchell already told us why it wouldn't work.
Okay. So are we to expect another increase?
No, I expect that we should do what Fred Mitchell has suggested. Fred Mitchell has pointed out that an analysis of the statistics on the population growth and lack thereof is a direct threat to national insurance. Fred Mitchell has pointed out that we are not making enough babies.
No, but you need people who have jobs who are being paid to make contributions, and the babies can't. Well, unless you're talking about long term. Sorry. Forgive me.
It's amazing.
Forgive me.
Just because you went to St. Augustine.
Forgive me.
And I went to C.C. Speeding, you always take advantage of me.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Okay.
You're looking at futuristic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because don't forget now, I'm old. I would be entitled to national insurance, but Hubert Ingram, he gave the contract out to Trinidad, and Trinidad lost half of the papers. That's why they can't find my contributions. And that's why they can't find thousands of Bahamian contributions.
How much you need to be eligible? 512, eh?
I don't remember what the law
I think it's 500
is.
and something.
You might be talking currently, but don't forget, I became a contributor in 1974 when Pinling first introduced it.
Right, and so
50 years ago.
So how much contributions you would have to make to be eligible?
I don't remember what it is,
Okay.
but I am eligible, save that
There's no records for you.
there's no records. Something got to be
That's a
fundamentally wrong with
travesty,
that.
Senator. You should have been collecting NIB now.
Yes.
You're 67.
Yes, and I need it. But the population has decreased. We continue to say that the Bahamas contain 400,000 people,
Oh, thereabout.
but we know that is not true. And if there are no babies being born, then national insurance is in trouble. So essentially that is what the problem is. And then of course, Alfred says, as the minister, he has a very confusing policy. I'll give you an example. There are children who are born in the Bahamas, shall become citizens, and many are citizens, but they can't get no national insurance card. And when you listen to the excuses that they give, it is stupid. And then, how are people who are employed, and if you are making it difficult for them to get a national insurance card, then they're not making a contribution, which is foolishness. So it's a bunch of problems that needs to be solved, but fundamentally, I think Fred Mitchell has pointed out, it's a lack of baby making. So what is needed is we have to encourage population growth. We have to encourage our young people to get married and have children. And if you were to check, I was talking with a Negro man, he had me so upset when he attempted to give me an economic argument to kill baby. And that is where we are in trouble. Economic to kill baby, and that is one of the sins of the earth. So that is what Alfred is faced with. He needs to get out, and he needs to go to Fort Charlotte, where hardly any babies are being made, and encourage. Years ago in the pit road, I've been in the pit road, and I'm upset. Normally, when I go to the pit road, they used to have a bunch of little baby children running up and down in the park. Now it's a bunch of old people. And since I'm old, I don't say anything to them, but I want to say to those young men, where the children them? Now, this morning, I run into a group of young men, and I was pleased that they heard me, and they said to me, Monica, we are making babies. So I said, that was great, and I congratulated them on making babies, but I told them they must make sure they have to take care of the children and their mothers. So that is what the problem is, okay? A lack of babies, because if you're not having children, who is going to continue to contribute towards national insurance? Because there's a point when senior people no longer makes a contribution. So it's the next generation and the next generation, and you only having no baby. And basically, I blame it on the birth control pills. And remember, when I started this show 8 years ago, I told this nation that birth control pills was the pills of the devil. But you only listen to me. Now national insurance is in peril.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
So we hope we could save it. Hopefully.
Well, it isn't too late. I wouldn't be able to contribute to it because I'm no longer in baby making
Yeah, but
age.
one of the biggest problems I think national insurance had faced over the years was, different government agencies borrowing money from them.
Well, that is a problem.
And not paying them back.
Yeah.
We have a lot of government buildings that were actually built using national insurance
That is
money.
true.
Well,
Well, we could demand the payment. We should demand the payment. Perhaps that is what Alfred says could do.
Okay.
He could demand that the various government ministries, take for instance the Ministry of National Security, he should write Wayne Monroe and tell Wayne Monroe, listen, this building was built from national insurance money and demand that Monroe pay it out of his budget.
And then too, when the public understands this, all right, then comes this cry that the government basically was misappropriating funds.
Well, be careful.
Because you can't take money from
I don't want you to say
fund.
the government.
You can't.
You should
only
identify.
Only the government can
You
authorize
should
somebody.
identify the administration.
Only the government can authorize somebody to be moved.
My spiritual
Senator.
advisor.
You know how that go. There's certain
My spiritual
mechanisms
advisor.
in place.
Don't do it like that.
All right, but you do it how you want to do it. Only the government can authorize it to be moved.
Do you agree that there are different administrations?
Absolutely.
Do you agree that when we were in power,
Who's we?
we misappropriate a lot of money,
Who's we?
and the PLP was in opposition?
Yeah, but no, it's a serious matter though. So the problem
You-
is
you're ignoring what
there has to be a
I just put
there
to
has
you.
to be a clarion
Goodness
call
me.
for proper accountability as relates to NIB funds.
Yeah, but I
the
told
money is
you
not
what
supposed
the-
to be used to build buildings. That's people's retirement.
Yes.
in
I will
stake,
concede that to
stake,
you.
man. Wow.
So we could make that demand, and perhaps you should say to Alfred says, all right, that he should now write the various ministries who have borrowed
And ask them to pay it back.
and ask them to pay it back or sue them. That would be great. But greater than that is the fact that your population isn't growing, and there are thousands of people who are working in the Bahamas and who are not making any contribution to national insurance. And a part of the problem is national insurance itself. Anyway, this is Freedom March. God save national insurance. Old people, the future old people will be in trouble. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. We'll be right back after the break. I welcome my spiritual advisor. He's been
Good
to
to
Canada.
be here. Been to Canada.
What
Good.
you was doing in Canada?
With my family, Senator.
This is powerful.
No greater time.
It's powerful. It's
Indeed.
powerful. Welcome back to Freedom Match. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor, and there's breaking news coming out of the United States in the state of Florida, in Dade, Miami, or Dade County.
Dade County.
It's disgraceful what is taking place in America.
Is it true?
They found in the middle of the road a ballot box in a bag, and a cab driver, he was passing by and he saw it in the middle of the road. He picked it up, and according to CNN, he quickly rushed to the nearest police station. And when he arrived there, they opened the bag and they discovered that everything, every ballot was intact and that nothing was missing. So this is a major conspiracy taking place in the United States, where the homemade terrorists, they're burning up the ballot post box, and now they have just discovered these things. I want the Americans to stop it, okay? I want the Americans to set an example for the third world. I want the Americans to set an example for Banana Republic. And America is not supposed to be conducting itself as if it is a third world country, as if it is a Banana Republic. All right? Remember, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's fight, fight, fight. So thank God, our colleague, the taxi driver, he discovered it. So I want taxi drivers all over the world to keep an eye open. My spiritual advisor, would you please read?
Yeah, we get some ads. I'm so sorry, forgive me. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend, anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max, live your max life.
This is powerful.
Indeed.
Well, folks, we're going to open up the line. My spiritual advisor might be suffering from the cold of Canada and
it is not cold as yet.
And jet lag.
No. It's a 2.5 hour flight, but 2 hours, 45 minutes basically.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do during that 2.5 hours?
I slept.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good time to sleep.
You slept?
Going to Canada,
Yes.
the ride was smooth. I was shocked. As a matter of fact, when I left the Bahamas on Friday, that was a perfect day for flying. I don't know if you look at the weather. Yeah, man, the weather on Friday in the Bahamas was perfect.
When you were coming back?
Smooth flight. We had little bumps because, the cold started to set in, so leaving Toronto to get down south. We had some bumps, and then of course we got this high bridge over the entire Bahamas is causing some wind. So getting back over Abaco and into New Providence, it was a little bumpy, but very, very, very good.
Was it scary
pilots.
bumpy or bumpy scary?
No, it was all right because that flight had 2 captains.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
They had 2 captains, and they did an excellent job with bringing those passengers.
What did they
safely
serve? Was there any drinks? Was there food?
Well, that's you can buy food if you want. They have menu that you can buy, but they offer you a drink and some pretzels and a cookie or something like that. Complimentary.
So you are in a good shape to take calls?
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
ahead, my spiritual
So
advisor.
the line's open, 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. The lines are open. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. I'll turn your radio down first, please. Callers, don't forget, please. Turn your radio down. Go ahead.
Hello.
Caller. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Hey, Mr. Monter.
Sir.
I'm glad you made a statement that you made a while ago that Donald Trump is the only person talking sense.
I thank you.
Because you ain't talking none this evening.
I thank you.
Anybody who can agree to put a known felon back in power as a leader of the free world, they can't be talking sense, man. Come on.
Listen,
Then you got a lot in common. We were former FNMs together. Now we support the PLP. together. We are justices of the peace. We were former taxi drivers together.
Just hold on a second
But
now.
now talking with Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Hold a second. You and I support the PLP together, but by damn, I'm not a former F&M. I'm still F&M.
Passing the White House. Was I talking about putting him in charge of the White House again?
Negro, listen to me. Donald is intellectually superior. He's the best choice for the United States and the free world. Okay? So
when he was here the last time, what he did?
Oh, he did a wonderful thing. He kept the country.
Yeah, what about the wall he promised to build the last time?
The wall is still being constructed. When he comes back, he will complete it. Okay?
So that mean, if it's still being constructed, I mean, this government that is presently in power will carry it on then.
Well, don't forget there would have been a contract that was issued, and regardless of who becomes the government, the contract continues. But don't worry about it. Donald is going to build more walls, okay?
So if it's still being constructed, then you don't need him to come back and finish it.
But he's not
It's
only
continuing now.
No. He's not.
Anybody will finish it.
He's not returning only to complete the wall. There are other things. The economy is terrible. The cost of living is bad. Food is terrible. McDonald's is serving E. coli burgers.
They corrected that though. So the burgers are back.
So we need Donald to stamp out these things.
So, Brother Munker,
Yes.
if you hear that our Prime Minister right now was convicted of one crime, would you vote for him again?
You mean Philip Davis?
Yeah, him or anyone, the former Prime Ministers. If you hear that they were convicted, they went to court and they were convicted of one serious crime, would you vote for them again?
Philip Davis shall never be convicted of any crime, so I'm not going to answer you. You take good care with your Negro self.
All right, have a good day, caller.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah, take care, caller.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Senator Manka.
God save the king.
Yeah, God save the king. Senator Manka, I sent you some photographs of the cleanup that I had done today.
Really?
Of the Senator.
This is your yard?
Yes, sir.
Or your sister yard around the corner?
No. That's my yard. That's my
Now,
yard.
let's get it clear, because you keep talking about this yard. You sure that ain't Italia part of the property?
No.
Okay.
They up by the water tower.
Say it again?
But they up by the water tower. She up by the water tower.
And where are you?
Through the corner.
And where are you?
Through the corner.
I have to come because I don't want you to go on Italia part of the property, okay?
No,
I got
sir.
a 200 feet, what you call it, 200 feet measuring tape.
Yes,
And
sir.
when I come and I say to you, now show me which part is Italia part, I want to keep you not on her part of the land, okay?
No problem. But Senator,
Yes, sir.
we 51 plus years, 51 years. It's time, high time now. We stop deceiving the Bahamian people.
Deceiving them.
Deceiving, yes.
Okay.
Like the nonsense that Senator Fred Mitchell or the Chairman Fred Mitchell don't want to lead by example, but he want to tell us what to do to go have babies. And I agree with spiritual advisor, you talking long-term effect. NIB is affected by successive governments taking monies out of there and not returning it, buying buildings, a lot of spouse, whether it be male or female, collecting on their dead husband or wife's benefits and never contributed, along with a lot of other things. I feel that if you are a foreigner and you come to this country and you work, your NIB contribution should be double that of the native.
That would be
So
discriminatory. Hold on a second. That would be discriminatory. You stop that. Okay?
Higher taxes in America than the American.
You hear what I say? That would be discriminatory. We will not have that. The Haitian people will pay exactly what you pay. All right?
Well, I ain't talking about Asian.
Who you talking
I'm talking about foreigners that come here should pay.
Okay.
We don't pay.
You don't mean
we
us.
don't pay. I'm head tax and those kind of things. So the
Okay.
foreigners is paying
Well,
it.
if you don't mean the Haitian people, I'll pray over your suggestion. But by grab, if you mean the Haitian people, I say you are pas bon and au revoir. Goodbye.
I don't discriminate. But
This-
everybody, I think the praying people.
But you
should be
can't
level for
discriminate.
everybody.
Don't forget where you
And you said
you know where your daddy
you said
from?
something about the Progressive Liberal Party or the FNM administration not having nothing to do with NIB, but that's not so.
I never
They're
said
both
that.
guilty.
Did I say that? I never said that.
Oh, okay.
I
Thought I
can-
heard you
don't
say
forget,
something like that.
you remember what Dr. Minister did with NIB? Doing the, what was it? During the pandemic?
Yeah, he divested NIB of all the big money-making shareholdings in America. He cashed in all of them.
Well, don't forget it. And your
What?
pa was in the FNM, and your sister Italia is one of the biggest FNM in the party.
Yeah, but one of my best friends was the prime minister of the PLP too, and he take $100 million to go find somebody what they say they can't find.
Be careful.
And he's not happened yet.
Be careful, don't call his name because he don't play, okay?
All right, thank you, Johnson.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Take care. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome. Sorry, we lost that call. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
You.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Mr. Monica, how you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
You made a comment a while ago about Trump winning the election.
Yes.
If Trump was to lose the election, is it automatically that they have fraud going on or what?
Repeat that again.
Why can only Trump win if that's a Democratic election?
We know, based on the statistics that are coming in, all over the United States, Trump is leading in the polls.
Mr. Morgan, that's not true. I just got through watching a while ago.
What were you watching?
I was watching that Kamala Harris. She's leading in the women, the part, and Trump is about 2% leading her on the men's side.
Well, I think
she's about
I think
14%.
you're looking at that's fake news.
No, what you're talking about, what you're telling me, people is fake news. Mr. Manco, you say you're a Christian, then be a Christian on both sides. You can't be a Judas.
Well, let us wait
Can be a what?
for the 5th of November. And if it is God's will, you and I shall get together. If your side win, I will salute you. If my side win, you salute me. But let me warn you, if you all cheat,
We don't cheat, Mr. Manco.
my incoming
We don't
leader
cheat.
will have to call for a second insurrection. And I can have
figured
my...
that was going on. That's exactly what Trump is talking about right now.
Well, I'm going to have my
If he loses the
insurrection.
election, that means that they're going to have that foolishness again.
Well,
No,
That's
no,
not-
Well, I
think
gotta
so.
have one here in
Yeah.
Nassau. I'm not gonna allow the Americans to have an insurrection in America, and I don't have one in Nassau. But look here, I'm writing the commissioner of police and saying, dear commissioner, if Trump could have an insurrection, I must he could have one in the back of my yard in Black Village. Hold on, take it, K.
Mr. Special Advisor,
Yes, sir.
be careful of Mr. Manco, okay?
Yeah, I am very careful, my friend. Trust me.
You all have a nice day now.
You too. You take
All right,
care.
sir.
All right. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Yeah, hey, Special Advisor Rodney.
So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rodney, you talk with two tongues, like those people that say.
really?
You always talk about Donald Trump building this wall, right?
Yeah.
We need to build a wall right here.
Well, I have a high wall. We don't need no more.
We don't know, we need to build a wall right here. You keep talking about Donald Trump.
Where should we
building
build
a
this wall?
We need to build a wall.
Where?
All right?
Where?
Real?
Yeah.
You know real.
I don't know where. Tell me.
You know exactly what they talking about.
Who are you trying to keep out?
And who ain't trying to keep up? But who? Donald Trump? Them trying to keep up.
The aliens.
You out there talking with two talking things. Take that.
Anyway, you ain't
All
safe.
right.
You ain't safe. You ain't safe.
Take care, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. You're live.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Monka, and good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Mr. Monka,
Yes.
are you saying you're not getting NIB pension?
No, what happened is Hubert Ingram. You see, it's a secret in our party. Hubert Ingram give a contract to Trinidad to scan the NIB, and they lost it. Would you believe that among the hundreds of files that they lost, mine was there? Now I can't prove that I used to work to the Sandlands Rehabilitation Center and I paid national insurance. I cannot prove that I was one of the best garbage collector in the country and I paid national insurance. I cannot prove that in 1974, when Pinling appointed the Honorable Sir Clifford Darling as the minister responsible for national insurance, I was employed at the Nassau Beach Hotel. And let me tell you something, I pay more NIB. I can't prove that I was working at Club Med. So NIB tell me they ain't got no proof and nobody would help me, so I can't get no NIB.
Okay.
I blame it
Well,
on
I
Papa.
asked a question, right?
Yes.
I don't want to blame it on no PLT now because this was happening
No, it's
a little
not the
while,
PLT.
and
It's
I
Hubert
know my
Ingram.
brother used to work at a hotel.
Yeah.
I used to be a shop steward.
Who, me?
Yes.
At Club Med, I was a shop steward at Club Med.
Thank you. That's where my brother used to work, the Club Med.
Right.
Ah.
But they
yeah,
lost.
But I'm trying to say to you, well, and they used to pay. They have to pay the hotel have to pay you NIB.
Yes, but listen to what I'm saying. NIBs told me they cannot find any record about on me.
But they need to find something for you because you contribute.
I did.
You need to find something. They need to find something because you contribute.
I did.
I'm not saying I don't want to be legally. The PLP do this, you and this
No,
and that and everything, because I know you long time.
It was the
You was
epidemic
my
did it.
brother's shop store to the hotel. The
That is
Club
true.
Med.
That is true. That is true. It ain't the PLP. It's my party did it. Papa. All right?
I hope you get sorted out though. You deserve it.
I thank you. Pray for me.
Have a blessed day.
Okay.
All right, you can take care. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you.
Yes. We got a question. What y'all think? You think that's right? My name is Craig Cephas. I live on a little city called
You're Craig Cephas?
Yes, Craig Cephas.
Do you have a sister named Karen?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. We didn't have no phone. We didn't have no phones on our island now for over a month.
What island are you on?
The little key is called Grand Key.
Really?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
who provides you all with telephone?
BTC Analyze.
Really?
And seems like no one cares. People, listen, we can't hardly get a call off the island. There's a few homes on the island that have Starlink satellite.
Right?
So, in order to make a call, you have to go to someone's home who has the Starlink satellite, and they'll put you on their Wi-Fi for us to make a call off the island.
Oh.
He had the nurse had an emergency when about a week ago. She couldn't even make a call out. She had to run to somebody's home to make an emergency call.
Really?
For them to yeah, that's right.
Who's your
for them to
MP?
put her on the Wi-Fi.
Who's your MP?
Kate Cornish.
Kirk Cornish? Okay.
North Abaco.
Okay. Anyway, I have two friends. One work for Live and the other one work for BTC. I'm going to formally complain to them for you. I think it's a national disgrace that they are not providing that key with any telephone. And when you see Kirk Cornish, you tell Kirk Cornish, I say he should raise that in the House of Assembly.
And listen, this is another thing, Mr. Moncor. This
Go
is
ahead.
another thing.
Yes.
From our cell phone system was put in, right, from
Yes.
1992.
Okay.
The phone system right now is outdated.
Really?
They say it's outdated and needs to be upgraded.
Okay.
And from BTC when privatized,
Yeah.
the people they say they can't put the new system in because we don't have enough people on the island for the system to pay for itself.
Wow.
That's what you call a company holding people hostage.
Well, you have to complain to the government because don't forget what Jabago say. Jabago say that notwithstanding that BTC has, how many shares BTC has, my spiritual advisor?
4951?
And what did Tobago say to round that off?
4951 is the same, eh?
Right. Listen, I'm going to complain to the PLP for you, and I'm going to complain to both Patelco and Alive. It's a disgrace, okay?
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. People can't, you can't even sit in the comfort of your home and make a call.
Yeah, that's terrible. Now,
over a month now.
Grand Key, tell me exactly where Grand Key is located.
Grand Key is the most northernest key in the Bahamas.
Got you.
It's north of Grand Bahama. We north of Grand Bahama.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
45 miles north of Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama.
Okay.
We're the northernest island in the whole Bahamas.
Wow.
Grand Key.
It's a disgrace. Okay. Leave it to
But
me.
we only by plane it's a 15-minute plane ride
To where?
Grand
To
Bahama.
from Grand Bahama to Grand
Grand
Key.
Key.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
by boat,
how much minutes?
It's an hour and a half by boat.
And how much minutes by boat from Nassau?
No, Nassau on a different scale. We far away from Nassau.
Okay. Okay, leave it to me. I'm going to formally complain to Alive and BTC, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You take
You're
good care, my
welcome,
brother.
caller. Take care.
All right, thank y'all.
Yeah, man. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Good afternoon, caller. Are you there? Did we lose that call? All right, next call. Welcome to
Last week, Mr. Wayne Monroe stated that there was going to be no resolve for that issue in the area where they have the dump trucks, the nanny trucks, Mr. Monka called them, in the road.
They still have it there?
I had a question because he said there's no resolve once it's a person's vehicle.
No. Just hold on a
So we-
second. Is that nanny truck still parked there? And if it is, send me a photo. Because when I went through there,
I'll need to do that.
when I went
But
through there,
we do have zoning and planning in place, and people should not operate commercial businesses in residential areas.
well, I've not seen that nanny truck there in a while. But if it is still
Okay.
there, I need to know.
Okay, I'll let you know, Mr. Monka.
Let me know, and I'll have that nanny truck tow away, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hey, good evening, Senator. How are you doing?
Right here, sir. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. I have a question, man.
Go
so
ahead.
the situation with the Murphy, what do you guys think about that?
The situation with the...
With Murphy. She's been arrested from what I understand, hasn't she?
Yeah. No, because I had a similar situation. And my situation was, my nephew used to help me take care of my dad and take him out for a little daiquiri and little drinks and take him to get verified. And then it ended up to a situation where he went to a lawyer, got power of attorney, and signed all of my father's properties over to himself.
Now, are you suggesting to me that with the power of attorney, he did the conveyance as attorney by deed of power attorney for your father to himself?
No, he went to a justice of the peace.
Yes, and once he was appointed, are you saying he then executed it to himself?
Well, through the JP that he went to,
I'm going to
Justice of the Peace.
suggest, listen to me, I'm going to suggest you look at the documents and call me back, because the story you're giving may sound like a story that happened 68 years ago. But look at it again and see what it is. Now, what is your father to your nephew?
It was his granddad.
And how did he become his granddad?
Through my older sister.
So that was your sister's son?
Yes.
Who maneuvered your father and her father?
That's correct.
Okay. And while he was doing all this maneuvering, where were you?
Well, I was working, and so I was glad to know that my nephew was able to assist me during the time I was working when I couldn't take care of him, but I took care of him at the night.
Oh, but you still live home?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what does your dad say about all of this?
Well, my dad is now currently passed, and all of my dad's property is in my nephew's name.
If you think that something was improper, you could challenge that
Yeah, in court.
conveyance in the court.
Yeah.
But you have to be very careful because grandfathers do love daughters' children. And daughters and their children, they think that their parents' property
Belongs
should
to them.
always go
Well, my dad
to
had
them.
Alzheimer's, to be honest with you.
Well, if you could prove that he had Alzheimer's at the
the
date
time.
that he executed those documents, a court will set it aside,
Yeah.
but you must move swiftly. Anyway, do well. Listen, folks, we're coming to the end of the show. It's too much murders in the country, and I expect families of murdered victims to complain and to march. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save young men in our country. It's too much murders, man. Jesus have mercy. God save the King. Tomorrow,